Hello, hey, hi, welcome back to another vlog. We're starting this off at home, not in a hotel room. What is happening? This week we're starting a little bit later, so we're going farther into the week instead of starting on like Monday and going to like Thursday. So I have a little extra time before we have to go. The things I would like to get done is continue to work through some of my whips that I have. I have this t-shirt that we worked on a lot last week and got a lot of work done. There's the dress, that's a whole different thing. And then I also don't think I've ever shown you, I have a knit project that I've kind of put on the back burner for at least a good month, maybe even two at this point, that I would like to maybe do a little bit of work on. Although to me, I find knitting easier to work on like while I'm doing other things because classes start up soon, and so I think knitting is honestly easier to do there. I don't have to like pay as much attention, especially the pattern that I'm doing is literally just like stockinette for like 15 inches, and I'm using like 3.5 millimeter hooks or 3.5 millimeter needles. So it's slow going, and I think that will be a great time to actually do some of that. So I think that'll be on pause for just like a few more weeks until classes start. But lately I've been making a lot of tops, and that's fine, but I want to get back to my roots and back to the granny stitch, obviously. And I think the best way to do that, because it's still summer, so I'm still wanting to make summer items, I think we're just gonna do like a classic bucket hat, like a granny stitch bucket hat, and maybe I'll even make a granny stitch top. I'm thinking sort of like a bandana, except a top, where like, you know, you have like the triangle, similar to the ones that I've been making recently with like the mesh in the front. Similar shape, except granny stitch. I think we'll give that a try. We might start it today, depends. I have a lot of stuff I have to do, and I already decided on yarn for a bucket hat. This kind of pink and red moment. I was kind of debating like what colors to do, because I have a few that are just like solid colors, like solid blue, solid white, solid yellow. But I wanted to do some that were a little more interesting than just like solid colors. So I'm thinking we'll do some stripes, but then I wasn't sure what colors to do on the stripes. So then I think I saw, whenever I was picking up some yarn earlier this week, I saw like a red and a pink right next to each other on the shelves, and I was like, oh, yes, I have red and I have pink. So this, ooh, come on, light. Okay, there we go. The window, it's really bright outside today. But yeah, I think this is gonna be good. I'm really excited. Get some of this yarn off of my shelf. That'll be another thing, is that if I do a top, it's gonna like eat through so much yarn, which is gonna be perfect. Exactly what I need. Anyways, let's get going. One thing I've noticed, going back to the big twist yarn, is I've kind of forgotten how much softer of a cotton it is. The last two things that I've made have been with the Lily Sugar and Cream or with the Peaches and Cream, which are both kind of known for their scratchy, not nice feeling. And so coming back to the Big Twist yarn, where the reason why I bought the Faber Cotton was because it was soft. And so feeling it now, it's like, oh yeah, like I like the feel of this so much more. It doesn't like, it's not rough on the hands. And I don't find Lily Sugar and Cream to be like too bad, but it is definitely like after rubbing your hands up on it for several hours when working on a project, you can definitely feel it. Whereas this, I think, would take me a lot more to really get to the point that I think some people get with Lily Sugar and Cream. Although I have also heard that whenever you wash it, it becomes really soft. I've not actually washed anything that I used with it. I'm like just starting to get into like cotton, specifically like this summer mostly, although I have worked with it before a little bit, but I haven't worked really with 100% cotton until more recently. All of like the wearables that I've made have always been with either like wool or acrylic, so I guess I can't really say like the structure or like how it feels after. Even like the Big Twist yarn, I've really only just started, and like the first things I made with it were bucket hats and coasters. So like even then it's like I haven't needed to wash them. I'm not a big bucket hat kind of person, but I think they're cute. I just don't think that they look great on me, if that makes sense. I don't know. It's definitely soft, which is nice, and my hands are enjoying it, so that's good. My chair is so squeaky. Okay, we are 12 rows in. I don't know that it looks like it right now, but it should fit just to our ears, which is perfect. Looks a little funny now, but yeah, this is great. We're about to start flaring out for the brim, so that's gonna be great. But I also wanted to talk a little bit about something that I just picked up again yesterday. I have a bullet journal, and I know this is like not a very interesting cover. I wanted to like do something for the front, but I never actually decided on something that I really loved the idea of that would last me as long as this journal has. I've kind of gone in and out of it where I love setting up the months. Like here's January of 2022, but it like I set them up and then I like barely use them. This week I actually used it. This one's totally blank. There's 2023, 2024. I actually started to use it a lot more. I found that honestly the like simple, not very well thought out spreads are actually great for me. I am able to I'm able to put the day and the day of the month. I have my schedule for like things that I have to do at certain times, and then my to-do list. And yeah, I think that honestly worked well for me because I could make the days as big as I needed whenever I needed them, and I think I kept up with that a lot more. And this is my 2025. I think it's really cute. And then I started 2025 in August because I haven't really touched it the last year. I had like a normal like 8 to 5 job. I didn't have that much really to keep up with, but I have a spread for August. I made a few too many squares because we actually started on a Friday. So this is actually the first, but I just had to kind of run with it. I used 3 colors here, and so then you can see like the 3 colors here. And then this one is still a work in progress, but this is me trying to get back into my trackers. So I have how much sleep I'm getting per night, how much water I drink every day, and then my mood. And then this is like whether or not I'm doing my homework, if I'm brushing my teeth, make sure I'm spending not any like money, and then if I'm journaling that day. And then I think, yeah, that's the last page that I've done. so far. I also have, like, yesterday, on my, like, surge of wanting to do this, found Aaron Smith here on YouTube, who has so many videos of bullet journaling and different spread ideas, and, like, is just honestly makes really great entertaining videos, and it's been really good to see what other people do. I am more of a drawer, a color person, whereas she uses a lot of more like stickers and washi tape and paper and stuff, which is totally fine. I think that's great. It's like a bullet journal, junk journal, like mesh almost. Although it's not quite junk journal because it's not like things that you just like accumulate, but it gives me that more kind of vibe. And honestly, like her spreads just turn out beautiful, amazing, wonderful. So yeah, if you want to get into bullet journaling, you should definitely check her out. Anyway, tangent over. I have a meeting in about half an hour. This has taken me just over half an hour so far. This looking great, amazing, wonderful. I'm excited. I have 6 more rows, including the single crochet border. I don't think I'll be able to finish this before my meeting, but definitely by the end of today, this will be done, and then we can pack some yarn for tomorrow, for whenever I go back out in the field, to make a little top with some cotton and the granny stitch, because I miss this. This is so fast. It's amazing. I love it. Anyway, let's get going. Okay, we are done with our bucket hat. I still have to weave in my ends, but there's like 4 of them because I colored my colors through. You can see it a little bit. It did start to get better towards the end where it's not quite as noticeable, but it is sort of here. But this side looks really, really good. I love these colors together. It's like kind of Valentine's Day, but like not too bad, you know? I think it looks cute. The rest of the day, I'm going to spend on this. I only have a few rows left. It's only about 5 o'clock, so hopefully I can get pretty close to being done. Yeah, I'll work on this for the rest of the day, and then I do want to pick out some yarn for the shirt that I'm bringing with me on to our little trip while I'm out in the field. So I think, no, yes, no, I'll do it now because later it's going to be really dark and then it's going to be hard to see the colors. So let's go pick some yarn. Okay, this is kind of the vibe I was going for, at least I'm thinking. This is pretty bright, so I don't know if that's like too much really. I was also thinking of only doing 3 colors, but I think 4 actually looks pretty good. What happens if I do that? See, then I think these 2 are too close, and then this one's too dark. Just do these. I'm not very happy with it either. I feel like they look best as a 4. But then this one kind of is like the odd man out. What if it's just these ones? Okay, change of plans. Whole different color scheme. We're going with blues. A light, medium, and a dark blue. This one's kind of like a navy. This one, it's not quite like a light blue. It's almost like a light denim. And then this one is like very, very light, almost white blue. And I have a whole nother skein of this one, so that I'm not worried about. I just couldn't find any other colors to go with the other ones to maybe like switch them out or add something new. I tried browns and creams and beiges and stuff, and just none of it was working the way that I wanted it to. So I feel better about this, and it gets some of these out of the way, and I know I have plenty of these. Figured I would give you a little update tonight before I leave in the morning. It's currently 10:30. I crocheted about 1 row on the like octagon shirt, So I still need 3 more. And instead, I wanted to paint, but that meant a lot of digging in the closet, and I didn't want to do that. I wanted it to be easy. And right now my painting supplies are not easy to grab because the closet's pretty full of things. Hence why I'm weeding out my yarn, trying not to buy new yarn, using up my stash so that I have more room for things that I need. Anyway, so to fulfill that creativeness in my brain with it being easy, I was coloring. Will I be doing more crochet today? I kind of just want to like crawl in bed and like melt. Does that make sense? Do you ever just get those like feelings where you just want to like absorb into like a little puddle? That's how I feel right now. So I think I'm just gonna like go lay down, watch some YouTube, and become a potato. Back in the hotel room, as I said I would be. I am working on this dress. I believe last week we said we needed 6 more rows. I've actually done 4 more, so 2 more rows and we should be good. I did actually just try it on just to make sure that like I still needed the 2 rows. Yes, I do. It is about here, so we're close, but it needs to be here. So 2 more rows should be like 5 minutes, and then time to fasten off and start doing some of the border work, which will be great. It's like a double shell kind of border. I don't know how exactly it works, but it looks pretty cool, so I'll show you that too. I'm in a predicament. I have done a few rows on the dress. I've done the whole bottom, like first row of shells, but I need to do the second, but I really don't want to. I want to make my like little granny stitch top, but I realized granny stitch is pretty holy, and so I'm afraid that with the 5mm hook that I brought, it's going to be too big to really be able to wear as a top and like cover things. The only other hook that I brought is a 3.5, and I feel like sometimes the 4 is pushing it, and I don't know what to do. I wish I either brought the 4 or the 4.5. Probably the 4. I think I'm gonna try with the 3.5. See how it looks. Maybe it'll be okay. We'll try it. I might switch to the 5, see how that's going, and then I might just end up working on the dress like all week, which I guess wouldn't be bad, although I feel like I'm getting close to finishing it, so maybe I should just finish it. Okay, I quickly made some progress with a 3mm hook. It is a little holy, but like honestly not bad, although it is tight. Like it's hard to work with. I don't know the words to explain it, but it's definitely like not pleasant. I don't know, like I think it looks nice. I'm gonna try the 5, see how it looks. If I take it out, I take it out, and I'll just work on the dress and wait until I have like a 4. Okay, I have 6 rows down. We have 1 color repeat, and it is definitely a lot more holy. But like, will you actually be able to see really anything? Definitely a little bit holier than I thought, or I was, I guess, hoping. I was hoping it would be okay. Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, it's like 10 o'clock. I might just go to bed and deal with this tomorrow. Excuse the wet hair and towel. I just got out of the shower. I'm thinking, just looking off this, I think this is just too holy. I still want to try it. I'm gonna wait until I get back home and try it with a 4. This is too much, and the 3 just hurts. I could try it with a looser tension in the 3.5, but then I'm afraid that my tension isn't going to be consistent because it's not my normal tension. So I think it's just going to be easier if I just go up just enough to the 4. I've made other stuff with this yarn in a 4, and that's fine. It's definitely, not as smooth. Yeah, I think that's gonna be better. So this is gonna have to put on hold, which is so sad because it looks so good. But yes, this to the side. For tonight, I'm gonna see if I can get the second round of these shells done along the bottom. Already 8 o'clock, and I have some more things I have to do before I can really sit down and crochet. So we're almost done. We're almost should be done by this week. Thank God. It's been far too long. Hi. It's been a little bit since I've recorded literally anything. I think the last time you saw me was almost 2 weeks ago at this point. A few seconds ago for you. For me, it's been a little bit. I wanted to finish the dress. I did not. I have not touched it. I took a few days off from crocheting, but whenever I did get home, I did have enough time to actually use the hook I wanted to, 4mm crochet hook, and I did make this top. It came out pretty good. This is a little wavier than I might like. Whenever you actually put it on, it does smooth out. I did try it on. It looks really good. So yeah, I'm really happy. I'm also really happy with the colors. I think the colors really, really, really good together. Here's the back. It's just lace up like always. So yeah, I finished this basically as soon as I got home. Since then, I picked up my knitting project that I put on hold back in July, and it is now the end of August as of when I'm recording this. So yeah, here is what I have so far. I don't know if you guys have ever actually seen this. This is going to be like a little tank top with like a little like hood on it. It's gonna be super cute. So I've already started, it's kind of curling a little bit. I'm gonna have to block it for sure. I've started kind of the underarm piece. This is gonna be the back panel. So we're about here. I need probably 4 or 5 more inches on the back before I can like do like the finishing off pieces. And then I'll start on the front, sew them together, and then work on the hood. I'm also thinking I might do like a thick kind of like turtleneck collar where it's like up and over and then I do the hood. I don't exactly know how I'm gonna do that yet. The pattern just calls for a hood, but I'm gonna see if I can just like knit up 4 or 5 inches and then do that again, and then I'll fold it down so that it's like a thick collar, and then I'll actually start the hood. So yeah, I'm not exactly sure how I'll do that, but this has taken me quite a while to get to this point, so I think I have quite a while before I have to worry about that. I'm thinking though I might actually want to switch gears a little bit, and I have to decide what I want to make. If you remember from weeks ago, probably months ago at this point, I opened a box from Hobbii, one of their like mystery boxes they were doing, and this is what came in the package. There's like a window right there. Anyway, this is a yarn that came with it, and I got a lot of it. I got 4 of these red skeins, 3, 4, and then I got 2 of these kind of gray-green, and as you can see, they are falling apart. So what I'm going to be doing with these is I'm going to be doing a top kind of inspired by the Coliseum crop top, where it's double, triple mesh kind of crochet top, and I've made it before in the past, and I actually really liked it. I obviously do some things that are not in the pattern, but just to kind of make it my own. But first, these donuts are in pretty rough shape. And I also am not a big fan of working with donuts. They just bounce around all over the place, which I'm not a big fan of. So I'm actually going to go ahead and pull out my yarn winder. It's the cheapest one on Amazon. It was like, I don't know, $10, $15, $20, something like that. Okay, I finished caking up both skeins. I had 4 red and 2 of this kind of silvery color. It was an absolute pain to wind up because the donuts were in such bad condition. They were just knotted and it was not fun. Like, that actually took me over an hour to do like 300 grams of yarn. Like, that's too much. Also, I realized I didn't tell you anything about this yarn. So this is, I don't know how to pronounce this name, CEWEC Fiesta. It is a 40% viscose, 35% cotton, and 25% nylon. It's definitely some kind of foreign label. As you can see, the knitting needle mark has a comma instead of a period that we use here in the United States. I know at least Germany does that, and I'm sure many other countries do as well. So yeah, I think I'm going to size up a little bit. This is a very thin yarn, so I'm sure like a 4.5 would probably still be pretty flowy, but I'm going to size up at least to a 5, maybe up to a 5.5. I don't have my normal 5 hook with me. It's, I think, packed away back from whenever I got back like 2 days ago from out in the field. So I'm just gonna use a handy dandy trusty old boy crochet hook. Because I have twice the amount of red that I do the greenish gray, I was thinking I would do either like 2 rows of red, 1 row of greenish gray, and then I wasn't sure if that was gonna be enough greenish gray. So then I was thinking, well, what if I did 4 red and then 2 green gray? But I want to make sure I have enough for like a single crochet border around the whole thing. So I want to do like 1, 2, 3 things of red and then 2 things of greenish gray. Now that I'm thinking about it, I might want to do 2 and 1. But then I wouldn't have enough if I wanted to do a border. I'm just going to do 2 and 1 and we'll call that good. Hello, it is the next day and I've put some serious work on this top so far. I'm working on row 11. I'm almost done, but I figured I'd give you guys a little update. Here's how we're looking. I forgot to switch yarn for this row, so it's actually 3 at the top and then started the 2-to-1 kind of ratio. And this is where we're at so far. I think it's pretty good. I obviously still have quite a bit to go. But yeah, it's very flowy. This is a pretty thin yarn and I'm using a big hook, so that would explain why. I'm liking it so far, I think. It's definitely gonna take me a little bit just because it is pretty thin yarn. It's hard to see like in the cake like what it's gonna look like because it has like this like kind of shiny stuff and with this like kind of furry texture. And it actually looks pretty cool. I wasn't sure if the kind of like shiny stuff, because it's kind of like not the softest texture. I was afraid that maybe it like was gonna kind of be scratchy. It doesn't feel super scratchy whenever I'm like rubbing up against it. I'm also debating about whether or not I want to do like sleeves or just have it be like a t-shirt. I think I'm just gonna go until I connect at the arms and then from there I'll just work the body and then see how much I have left, because if I don't have enough for like a good length sleeve, maybe I'll put like a little extra, make it like a longer short sleeve. So I might just keep working on this pretty much all night and hopefully we'll get to where we need to connect or join up with the arms. I've done a few more rows. Definitely is getting bigger. I'm gonna try it on real quick and just see where the armpits are and see if it's time to connect for the body or not. I did do the neckline a little bit differently. I did them so that like it was a square. Typically I'll do like a rectangle. So we'll see how it fits. I'm not sure about it. We'll see. Okay, this is how we're looking. We're definitely not quite there. Still have quite a bit to go for the arms. Probably another 2 repeats, color repeats. Anyway, it's getting there, but not quite. Hello, it is the next day, once again. This is where we're at so far. It is upside down. So this is actually the neck. I have connected for the sleeves and have started on the second row of the actual body. I will say I'm not as big of a fan of the fit as I normally am with these kind of raglans. This is my first time doing it where each kind of like face is the same. Typically I'll do like ratios of like 1 to 1 on the back and then half on each sleeve, so it's kind of more like rectangular. So this is much more square, and I'm not loving it. So I might not do this again. It's very like stretchy and airy, so I think it'll be okay. It just might be a little tight in some areas. I'm doing actually really good on yarn. I think I've hit the second ball for the red, and I haven't even hit the first one, or like started the second for the like greenish gray. It definitely seems more gray with the red than green, which is good because I was afraid that it might look too Christmassy because it is kind of like a greenish gray, but I definitely don't get that whenever I look at this. I don't know, maybe you do, but I don't. So that makes me feel pretty good. It is currently 5, so I don't know that I will be able to get the body done today, but that's kind of my goal. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna see how far I can get. If I can, great. Amazing. Fantastic. Would love that. However, right now it is like not even close, and I want it to be like a full length top. So fingers crossed, and I'm gonna have to get going like right now. Yeah. You guys don't need to see that. Move your butt. There you go. He just wants to play with my yarn. Don't you just want to play with my yarn? Yeah. Oh, I have changed, and I have crocheted quite a lot. I've even cut off my ends. It's definitely smaller than I would have wanted, but I think it's fine. I think it looks pretty good. I'm happy with how it's come out. It's very flowy and honestly pretty soft. It's definitely a small to extra small. And I also like didn't even use up half of either yarn cake, so I think not right now, but in a little bit I'll make a larger size. I have to do the same thing with the like octagon shirt that I made. I actually just ended up finishing the like single crochet on the sleeves because I've been putting that off. So I don't know if you guys have actually seen it. I have a few more ends to weave in, but I think it looks pretty good. I'm very happy with it. It definitely took longer than I wanted. And then this is how much I have of that cake I was using. Still a pretty decent amount. I think with this plus the other cake, I could go up a size and just have another one, which I think would be good. But unfortunately, that's going to have to be it for this video. So, thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments if you like these vlog style videos. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, like the video and subscribe, and it really helps out the channel. And yeah, see you next week.